Hello, my dear Sagittarius. Welcome to February 2021. If this reading reaches you at a different time, please know that it was meant for you at exactly the moment that you find it. This is a general reading, but I'll go through the positions and what we're going to be going through today. This is a medicine wheel spread that I have sort of made my signature spread. So we have here the past, your mindset, your spirit messages from the spirit realms, your forward action into the future, the center, of course, and then the Lenormand here is told like a story from left to right, and we will get more cards on the table as we go around, but this is the general story. It saves some time for shuffling. So before we get started here, let's go ahead and clear the energy space. I have some Palo Santo here. This is your time to get comfortable. Grab your tea, your coffee, your water, set up your space, whatever it is for you to create this little sanctuary. We're going to be lighting the Palo Santo, and it is actually a perfect time right now to be lighting candles, to be focusing on the element of fire, because we are in bulk right now, which is the Sabbath that is right in between the winter solstice, yes, and the spring equinox. So we're in this hibernation period where we're really focusing on our goals and our intentions, but we're also still hibernating through winter too. So there's this beautiful in-between space of taking action and going for our goals and looking inward and doing that retrospective work, that introspection. So we'll be focusing very much on the element of fire and the element of earth. We're also going to be calling upon the burrowing animals, so squirrels, chipmunks, all the ways to also groundhogs, then badgers and bears. So that hibernation, that gathering, that preparedness, we're calling upon that energy here as we go into February. So let's dive in. Right in the center of the reading, we have clarity. It looks like you are going to be manifesting information, and we'll see what that information is regarding as we move forward here to the past. Your fire medicine. This card looks a little bit dark, but I promise it has the best of intentions. This is somebody who's bursting in flames spiritually, not literally. This is about being completely and totally engulfed in your creative pursuits, in your passion, and also spontaneity. So you may be feeling, I do feel that there's some sexual energy, but there's really that creation that comes from that, right? So whether it is that you're looking to manifest a child, or we're literally thinking in terms of, you know, there is such thing as orgasmic manifesting, but also just that feeling of going as far as you need to go, doing exactly what you feel called to do, feeling that calling, getting clarity on it, and feeling that passion met with information to truly create that intention. In your mindset here, we have the medicine wheel, which has probably come through for every single reading so far for this month. This is about continuing. This is about seeing cycles. This is about going with the flow with your own sense of purpose and drive. So what I'm hearing is, and I've heard it said before, but your intentions, your manifestation, what it is that you want, your purpose, what have you, is the direction, and then your emotions are the gas pedal or the brake pedal. So focusing very much on putting that forward motion into play. This is also the medicine wheel, which we're doing here. So we have the past, the mindset, the messages from spirit, and then the forward action over here. So this is just a repeat here of those cycles moving, of diving deeper, of looking to those spiritual truths. And from your spirit realm, wow. Oh my goodness, I love this card. Whew. One of my all-time favorite cards, and I do say that a lot because I have many cards that I absolutely adore. But this is the Whirling Rainbow, which is the rainbow prophecy of the fifth world of peace. This is Great Buffalo Calf Woman who came to the Lakota people and presented them with the buffalo calf pipe, which will save humanity. This is the prosperity, the breath of fresh air for the new world to emerge. there was a prophecy when the buffalo were dying and the people were, you know, enduring the Trail of Tears, and all of this Native American history was playing out because of the white settlers. The prophecy goes that the third generation of those same white settlers will wear beads in their hair and colors on their skin, so tattoos and dreadlocks, and, you know, have this crazy spiritual oneness, and they would be very much like a native person. They would speak with unity. They would not belong to any class or creed or religion. They would go against those white chiefs, as the prophecy states, and they would change the minds of their forefathers. They will create something new. They will innovate and be architects of a new world. And so it brought peace to those elders back then. They knew that even though their generation was ending, their story came to an end, their buffalo were being slaughtered, there is still a prophecy that there is hope at the end of the tunnel, that the people will fight back, and it will be the children of those very people who were creating the chaos, the destruction. So the children of Earth that are alive today, right now, 2021, are here for the transition team to live through passion, to live through ancient understanding, through clarity that they get from the other side. They will be one with the universe. They will speak, breathing peace into the world, making the world green again. I know that was a very long, roundabout way of summarizing that, but I have a lot of, you know, my own passion towards that, because it's something that has really driven my business, that I have really taken to heart, and it's something that I feel has been very much within me, because I am from Utah. I am the third generation of the white settlers, and so here we are, living out of passion, propelling ourselves forward, getting clarity from the other side, and thus making a huge difference in the world. And your forward action here is the drum. And the drum is about rhythm. So we have here, you have cycles and movement, and then we have rhythm and timing. Remember I said the gas pedal is your emotional readiness, and the brake pedal is doubt, fear, scarcity, right? So in terms of manifestation, it's more influential, it's more powerful to have a rhythm and to create for yourself a dance through life. You know, the drum beat will get really, really fast at war times, and in shamanistic healing, it's very slow, slowing down the heart rate. The drum is the heartbeat of the people and the heartbeat of Earth. So you get to decide, Sagittarius, whether or not you're moving fast in war times, or whether you are moving slow for healing, or whether you are just banging that drum to your heart's content and setting your own pace. Okay, so there is a nod here, or a message coming through to pace yourself. Let's see what the story is. Okay, so we have a woman here, the lady, the snake, interesting, loyalty with the dog, the whip, oh my goodness, you're working hard. Then we have the commitment here, very good. The fox, wow, okay, and then the anchor here as well. Okay, so I say wow because we have a lot of quote unquote negative cards in this little sentence. The woman or the lady, so many of you could be a woman, or this could be a woman in your space, in your vortex. The snakes speak sometimes of slippery tongues, sometimes non-trustworthy people, and then we have loyalty here right next to it. So something kind of going on with, do I trust this thing? Can I move forward knowing that loyalty is going to be progressing? And we have the commitment here as well. So some of you may be in a relationship where it's a little tossy-turvy energy and perhaps getting in your way of this clarity, because clarity is in the center here. The other meaning of the snake is transformation. And we do see that here with the cycles and the drum. There's transformation happening. There's a new breath of fresh air coming through for you. But there's still a part of you that feels like you need to work extremely hard. So some of you will be in terms of business and career. I think if that's the case, a transformation is coming around your loyalty to this work, because the universe is seeing you work hard, you're loyal to your cause, you're committed to what you're doing, you're pressing yourself on, but you will see yourself burn out. That's for the career people. The relationship people, there's some nostalgia coming through here, some information that maybe was not nice. The loyalty is wavering. Someone feels as though they're doing more than the other person. The commitment is there, but there's still this nostalgia, perhaps something that somebody has not gotten over. And we see that here with the grounding of the anchor, which could very well be stagnant energy as well for both relationship and career. And then the fox is also like a cunning energy, which could reflect here with the snake, slippery tongues, just talking badly of one another, something to that regard. But I don't usually dive into relationship readings and love with my general readings. I like to focus a little bit more on the more general, uplifting, unfortunately kind of more career. Not unfortunately, but it just tends to go that way because that's where I am led and where I'm guided. So it seems that there's both career focus and also relationship focus. So if you are a relationship person, please reach out to me. I do offer the personal readings. I think that would be beneficial to get to know what's going on, because at the bottom of the deck here we have the home. So some of you may be going through some turmoil with the home life, or some of you may be trying to take your career to the home and working remotely or working from home. So you will know which one you are, or perhaps you are also both. Okay, let's dive in here to what has been suppressed up until this point. And at the bottom of the deck, before I shuffle here, we have sacrifice. What can you let go of? And I think this is a very, very cool image, because there's one arm that's under the earth and it's like an x-ray, and then this woman here is kind of being sucked in to this earthy cave. Okay, and the message here is it's interesting because I'm being led to say this woman should probably saw off her arm and live. Kind of dramatic, right? But symbolically, letting go of something seemingly small in the big picture of things will help you to better balance and move forward without those ties holding you down. So that will be present for some of you and many of you. So let's get the card here for Sagittarius. What has been suppressed up until now? Yes, many of the signs have been getting leadership. And as I said, it's a generational thing, I think. I think that the young people, and this could be even 50 and below, are, and just innovative of spirit, are leading this transformation of Earth. We're deciding it's not in our best interest to be governed. It's not in our best interest to be led by the men in suits, the GOV, right? I don't want to get banned, but you know the feeling where we're kind of over the leaders being failures, right? It's like the people in office are not doing their jobs correctly. They're doing it to benefit them. So when the world is burning, get up and run it. Okay, that's what I'm feeling here. We have a lot of passion, a lot of intuition, a lot of heightened clarity coming through, but many of you are perhaps just keeping yourselves sort of stuck because you're overworking yourself. Okay, and then it says here, transform the way that you see. So there's a perspective shift coming through for you, and I think it's going to be very beautiful. I think it has to do with that rhythm of the drum beat over there. It's It's like being able to be in a rhythm where you utilize rest as part of your workday. You utilize cleaning as part of your workday, and it's all inclusive. It all makes sense because it is supporting you. And what we're sacrificing here is this need to be working all the time forever, because it does seem this is not going to work to propel and push and push and push. It is so much more about embracing your leadership role, deciding what it is you're ready to let go of, and seeing things in a whole new way. Okay, now let's see what it is that your mindset is going to be focused on. So what the universe is propelling you to focus on is abundance. Yes, it's very much time to not only prioritize wealth, but to normalize wealth, because good people do good things with money. That's just a fact. Good people do good things. People can bring back endangered species. People could protect sacred sites. People could, buy rainforest land so that it cannot be cut down. And people can manifest their dream life. There's nothing wrong with wanting a fast car and a mansion and a closet full of nice things. That's okay, and it should be normalized, because we're going into, I love how the energy here is so much the same, because abundance truly is everywhere. Think of ancient times where our ancestors simply lived off the land, or, like the Waorani tribes down in Ecuador, and that they live well. They see the food in the trees, they grab it and they survive, and they just relax the rest of the day because the food has been gathered, right? There's a simplicity in the ancient ways that I think many of you are going to begin to see. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have success. It's really time to stop doubting yourself. It's really time to see your goals and have kind of that chariot type energy from the traditional tarot. That's like, I'm going to go for this. It's guaranteed that I will win. It's like that saying, what would you do if you knew that you could not fail? Okay. So this is going to go here as well. We're getting lots of cards on the table, but sometimes they scream at me. Okay. So what is it that Sagittarius needs to keep in mind as they go through and get into their new rhythm? Reconciliation. Okay. So we have had something go on that is being held on to. We see that here with something needing to be sacrificed, a new way of seeing something. We have the clarity here, and then we have this like sort of nostalgic energy here that's, I'm going to stay still and grounded because something happened perhaps in the past. You see everything's kind of looking backwards, except for the snake, which is like, I'm going to bite you. So it says, remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to begin this process. Reach out with a simple first step. So whatever happened, and we all have something has gone on that has taught us something about another person. There's a third party that's energy coming in here that is very much being clinged on to. It could be a heart-centered issue. Somebody betrayed trust. Somebody perhaps just kind of put you through hell a little bit. And there is a need for forgiveness. And forgiveness doesn't benefit them as much as it will benefit you. There's like a glare here that's really bugging me. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with that. Anyhow, so yes, there's a need to release, and that is quite present here because it's getting in the way of your creativity. If what you're getting clarity on is constantly this loyalty and slippery tongue and cunning, situation that has gone on, and it's consistently dragging you down, you cannot focus your mind on your creativity, on your saving the world, on your clarity with the other worlds, right? So it says here, healing. Bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit grant us strength and wisdom, guide us to the path of wellness. Almost every single sign has also gotten this card. There's a need right now to really heal from 2020, to heal from the lies, the deceit, the men in suits, if you will, the GOV, the governing, the feeling consistently bogged down, this rat race that keeps us fighting, because we're not meant to fight our way through life. We're actually meant to just reach out and pick the fruit and let it be ours now. And then you eat that fruit. It was free. You don't owe anybody anything, and you can just relax the rest of the day. Of course, now we're in 2021, and there really has never been a better time to be alive, because information is everywhere to gain clarity. Ancient studies and journals and, ancient texts in Sanskrit on the other side of the world can be found online. So there really is this beauty here, this opportunity to truly allow yourself to become whatever it is you want to become, and to not hold yourself back. So let's see what's ready to be expressed. Solitude, yes. It is very much time to perhaps release other people. I think there could be something to that regard. Some of you may be on the fence about a relationship or something like that. Again, nothing definitive. This is a general reading, so book with me if you are interested in that. But I like the similarities here. This anchoring energy in high water, and then this low water here that's just like stand still for a while, focus on the moon phases for one whole cycle, or, celebrate things like the Imbolc that we're on right now, this springtime energy that is a Sabbath in the Wheel of the Year. And at the bottom of the deck here we have make a choice. Okay, and I think the most important thing is that you are focused and loyal to yourself, to your emotional guidance system, to what it is that brings you success in material gain, prosperity of all kinds, and also fulfillment in love, life, and relationships as well. So there's a prioritizing that's going on here. Now let's see, what is the momentum here for Sag? What is the momentum for our Sagittarius? Ace of Stones, beautiful. So the foundation of life, this would be the Ace of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. So this is the same here as this fire medicine. I know this is earth energy and fire next to each other, but as I mentioned earlier, with this Sabbath that we're in right now, we're very much focusing on these two elements in order to create the earth and the fire, right? Planting seeds and giving it compost. So you're providing yourself with these new ideas, these new creative pursuits, but you've just been feeling a little bit like something has gotten in the way that's ready to be healed, ready to be reconciled. So what else is motivating and giving momentum to Sag? Knight of Arrows, which would be the Knight of Swords. This is very much about information. Right next here to clarity is where this will go. And the hawk is a messenger from the spirit realms. So there's information still coming through for you. Okay, and there's a couple other cards calling for me right now, which happens to be healing. Okay, very, very predominant message here to release something from the past in order to move forward. Whether you stay or you go in the relationship, either way, you will need to release this from you. And then we have the Blasted Oak, which is a combination of the Hanged Man and the Tower card. And this is saying, the universe saying, if you don't make a choice, I will. If you don't want to move forward, I will force time to move forward either way. So regardless of what it is that you do, whether you make a choice or you don't, here comes the universe in here with a lightning bolt to say, here's the energy that you needed. Here's where you're headed. I will do this for you if need be. So making a choice and being very decisive and confident in that choice is going to serve you well. And next we're going to see the aspects of self for you, Sagittarius. It's going to be coming forward. What aspects of Sagittarius energy are going to be coming forward to assist them now? Aspects of self. Wow. We have an ace here. This is quite beautiful. We have an ace of stones. We have full fire medicine. We have a knight of arrows. And now we have the ace of water, which is emotional wellness, emotional steadiness, which we see here as well. So anchoring yourself and grounding yourself into your emotional guidance system will be extremely important, and you will receive messages here about how to move forward in the path of least resistance. And your reward, Aries, or Sag, is that you get to be the designer of your life. You really get to understand new heights, you know, and there's more than one way to do everything. We see these boxes here, you know, and both of them are quite organized and look quite beautiful, but one of them is like everything's in a corner, and so it goes from smallest to biggest here, and this here is like, we're going to chop these things in half, put them on either side so everything's reflective and has symmetry. There's symmetry here. So this reminds me a lot of like human design charts. I think that might be useful for some of you, but also the Akashic records, because there's information being stored in all sorts of different ways. And the Akashic records is something that I teach. If that is something that calls to you, let me know. Check out that description box. I will put everything down there. Then we have the crone here at the bottom of the deck, and this is you totally fulfilled in your purpose, in your dreams, having that ancient knowledge, that spiritual guidance, all backing you up. This is you as you go about your destiny, and you have a new understanding for your power. I think that's very important here as well. So next, what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab all of the cards, and I will be putting them together. Oh, let me get one more here. Let's see what it is that Sag is going to be doing in order to connect to their higher sources. What are we doing to connect higher? Reconciliation is very predominant for you. This one says, work on what has been spoiled. Healing, correcting past mistakes, making repairs, cleaning up corruption, restoring balance, and responsible action. So that just dawned on me. The healing of the slippery tongue, or whatever it is that's going on that's been very frustrating, could very well be on a global scale. Some of you may be really reacting to the civil unrest and really were affected by 2020. And of course, most of us were very much affected by 2020, but you're making sense of it in a whole different way. And it's like maybe triggered your spiritual journey where you're like, okay, now I have to work hard and commit. I have to get this figured out because I'm going to change the world, right? And I want to normalize that. I want that to be exactly how you feel. So let's see here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the attraction of opposites, seduction, temptation, magnetism, a passionate encounter, meeting halfway, coupling, and sexual union. Similar energy here. This fire, this attraction, this could be law of attraction. This could be attraction of sexual energy, magnetism, drawing things to you with ease, things like this. I do want to go ahead and get some animals on the board here. So I have to make room because I do use a lot of cards. I will I will admit this. Oh yes, and at the bottom of the deck before I even shuffled was the dog. And I thought that was very interesting. We saw that twice. So loyalty is something that is very, very predominant for you. Wow. And the fox comes through twice as well here. So 2 foxes, 2 dogs. I'll go ahead and pull those out. And then I'd like to get your animals that are helping you through this to navigate these things. Cleansing. So you are releasing something very massive. This is a water element. This is about doing the release work, connecting to your emotional guidance as well. And then we have one more. The raccoon. I love him. This is one of my personal totem animals, and I love the raccoon. He is so sweet. I mean, they don't get a reputation for that, but they're these little bandits that will go to the farms and the trash cans and they'll topple everything over, and they will just be such a nuisance and create such havoc, and then run to the forest and make a mess there too. So what they actually do is they go and get into the food, and they have these sticky fingers where they still everything, and then they leave a trail. And that trail feeds the squirrels, the chipmunks, the mice, the birds. And so they don't even realize what they're doing, but they are going and grabbing abundance, and they are sharing and dispersing like a little Robin Hood, providing for the world at large. A very, very beautiful message for you. So I'm actually going to switch these because we have cleansing all over here, and then we have success, moving things forward for the future generations, all of those coming through for you. I'm going to go ahead and lay these on top because they are one and the same. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have gentleness. So approaching this change with the element of water, with the element of gentleness. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the story of the deer because it's very cute. Once upon a time, there was a monster in the forest. He was, 12 feet tall, dark, demonic, terrifying creature. And all of the animals ran away and feared him and got devoured if they looked at him in the eye, and had such a terrible experience. But then the deer walked through the forest, came face to face with the monster, and they looked at him and they saw fear. And they saw pain and rejection. And the deer looked at him and said, "How can we be friends? How can I accept you?" And the monster shed his skin. He stopped in his tracks and he looked at the deer and he cried. He released all of the things that were causing him to cause the chaos. And the deer tamed the monster. So the deer is very much a prey animal, right? They are eaten so often. Wolves and bears and everything go after deer quite a lot because they're abundant, right? But also because they are so abundant and because they seem easy to catch, the ancient people said that their medicine is gentleness because they quite literally can't really hurt anything. And they give of themselves, they give their children to the people, to the animals, to keep the forest running. So they have this very abundant, very giving nature, and you're being asked to bring that forward. Even giving healing, giving reconciliation, giving loyalty regardless of the old stuff, so difficult, but so powerful. Giving release of burden, release of anger is a powerful, powerful thing to do. And then you'll see the world change before your eyes. Because as you release pain and anguish and upset from your emotional body, you become generously protected by the world at large. And all of a sudden, the world begins to just bend at your favor. You see yourself going through and finding a beautiful success story, a beautiful transformation story that then attracts people to you. And I thought this was interesting too, because the next card that stands out to me is the Black Panther. And this is one of my very favorite animals as well. I actually plan to get a tattoo of him because this is the unknown. This is a piercing glare, right? That says, I know the answers. I come from the void, right? Because they're black, so they come from space. They come from our spirit realms. They have the answer, but rarely do they tell you what it is. Because it's up to you to take this fall and to land on your feet. Land on your feet by giving emotional release to the world. I mean, you don't have to do this to the person who hurt you, to the person who deserves this reconciliation or doesn't, right? Sometimes people don't deserve the healing, but you do. And in so doing, again, the world bends to assist you. And you begin to see yourself in a new light, and you begin to see manifestation in a new, powerful way. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to focus this into a storyline. So I will be grabbing all of your cards that you got today, and I will create a story from start to finish. While I do that, please check out that description box. Go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, reach out to me, check out all the ways you can work with me, and I'll get your story going. Okay, my dear Sag. Something has been weighing you down. It's been feeling heavy. It's been feeling treacherous. And it feels stagnant, slow, grounded, in a way that really makes you feel like this person in the middle here. It's time to perhaps reach out to a healer, maybe somebody who's a spiritual coach, mindset coach. It isn't always just therapy, you know? I don't want to just suggest that, but I think Reiki or some sort of release work could really propel you forward, because as of right now, you've been really trying to just make sense of it, decode it, think your way out of it. And in so doing, you're just working yourself too hard because you're trying to press through it. You're trying to press on regardless of it, rather than releasing it completely. There is a need here to totally let go and to let loose, you know. It is sort of like this motherly love, you know, which you will be presenting. You are like this mother here who's like, regardless of the situation at hand, regardless of the things that have happened, that love stays the same. This nurturing stays the same. And in so doing, you're able to press on in a totally new light, with a totally new way of being that feels so much more aligned with you, that gives you a steady foundation to build upon, right? Because everything else, all of these standing stones here, I kind of love that. It's like there's one stone and then it becomes many stones. So you kind of are seeing other people's healing journey, or maybe transformative stories and things like that. And now it's time for you to lay those stones down and to be over, not over what happened. I mean, it is that way because we're releasing it. You release it from your energy body, and then the universe no longer has to intervene on your cycles, on your movement, on your dreams, and you begin to see things with new eyes, because you've given yourself that space to heal, because you've given yourself that ability to offer forgiveness, because again, It helps you, and it helps you to be in charge of your energy field, which in turn progresses your manifestation energy, which then progresses your ability to be a spiritual being, a human being having a spiritual experience. It allows you to help more people. It allows you to see your world more clearly, which we see here as well. Seeing things clearly, having messages come through, new ideas manifested, that is very much your superpower and what it is that you're looking to create. But it's going to take some uncomfortable emotional release. Because we have all air here. Air is all about information, messages coming in, clarity from the other spirit realms. Then we have emotion. A purge of that emotion, a cleansing of that emotion. And that allows you to think and be and become and grow into this whole new level. This is a power animal here. I mean, it's incredible just how much power comes through from this panther here. The unknown is trying to get to you and to create this new way of being that is supported and still and has a beautiful aligned energy to it. But there's been a part of you that is very stuck. And this is ready to be released right here. We're done with this. Whether it's government, whether it's relationship, past pains, it could be a mother-daughter relationship, it could be mother and son. It doesn't matter who the characters are. It doesn't matter who's playing the roles. What matters is that you learn from those roles because it's been given to you as a divine gift from Source. Source energy is giving you this to overcome, because this is the energy here. I am emotionally balanced. My emotions are still, not turbulent, and so it creates power within me. And in so doing, we find a new rhythm. And that rhythm allows you to fully and completely cultivate and to grow what it is that you want. You know, this one here is about returning what has been spoiled. Excuse me, hold on. Bless me. Goodness. A reminder again for healing, to clean up the corruption, to clean up what has been spoiled. But you're doing so from a place of steadiness. And what that does is it creates a leader out of you. Because you are being guided into the future rather than back into the past. And you're able to help others on their path as well, because you're sharing your story. You're sharing about how you know where you are guided to be, and you are willing to follow that call. And it's time for you to be completely and totally committed. You are committed to your passion, and you are ready to live out that passion and to allow others to see your crown, because it comes from a very innocent and very light, beautiful place, Sag. You are a loyal person, and loyalty is everything. It really is. So it makes sense that if that is bartered with, or that is used against you, or that is taken as weakness, or what have you, that you're angry. And that makes perfect sense. But you are loyal and you are committed to where you are headed. And that is success and abundance in all forms. So when you are committed to this abundance, I love how the colors change. The colors always end up in serendipity here. These pinks and sunset type hues. Now when we look at the fox, we can begin to see strategy. We can begin to see planning, camouflage, blending in, right? And I mentioned before, it doesn't feel good all the time to blend in to a three-dimensional reality when you are a five-dimensional being. You're here to experience success and channeling from the unknown and information from your spirit guides and feeling ancient knowledge, reverberating within you. It's time to find that information and use it for your highest good and start to see yourself with a whole new light, which is loyal, committed, dedicated, very emotionally steady, very ready for this next step because you've done the clearing. And now we can look at the snake in a whole new way. I am shedding this past self. I am shedding all the stuff that happened. I am shedding all of that, ickiness that used to be part of me. It no longer is, because you're looking back on it and you're like, oh, isn't that interesting? That's something that Amanda Francis says a lot. Isn't that interesting? Something happened that I didn't like. How strange. How can I pivot? How can I change? How can I make new something that feels like it was spoiled? How can I take that upon myself? And the answer is staring at me in the face here. At the bottom of the deck, we have this dream time. Unlimited vision, clarity, the hawk medicine, right? Getting that inspiration coming to you to guide you on this path, to provide your journey forward, to enlighten your path forward. This is spirit guides, meditations, past lives, ancient knowledge, what have you. You get to decide what you choose. But to me, this really screams Akashic Records. It really does, because I teach this and we go through past lives in an entire module. We go through spirit guides in an entire module. This is 6 weeks of hard work, but it's so much fun. We get to really do this, where we're diving into this rabbit hole here. And we get to hang out and have fun exploring that other world, that crack in the universe, that divine mirror that lives within us all, that ability to see the space between particles. I mean, it just seems so otherworldly and so out of this world, right? But it is, and it's magical and it's beautiful. Everything is in the description box if you're interested in that, or a private reading with me to dive deeper if this is your relationship stuff or whatever it is that the healing is going through. If you'd like a session to do some clearing, that's something that I can do for you as well. Other than that, I wish you all the best. Happy in bulk. I hope that you all are lighting your candles and, calling upon your elements and really providing yourself that space to hibernate on your goals, set intentions for what inspires you and lights your soul on fire. Because you're here for a reason, Sag, and I think that you all know that, and you're starting on this journey of producing energy, manifesting a way forward that helps the next 7 generations and beyond. So I'm also a spiritual business coach. If you're looking to launch a business and provide healing for others, this could very well be the case for some of you. If you are a healer, if you are someone who does Reiki or has a practitioner's course of your own, or just wants to help people, let me know if you have that business plan. This is what I do. I've been doing this since 2017. I'll never look back. And this is my life force. I mean, this really resonated with me too, because I felt every bit of this so strongly as part of my transformation story as well. Now it's time to brand your story, to release what it is that you're working on, and then present that to the world and say, I am a walking success story. Hear me roar, but also you can trust me to facilitate a change for you. The coaching industry is blossoming. You may be feeling called to that. So let me know in the comments or send me an email. Check out that description box. Like I said, there's so much information there. Enjoy this beautiful holiday, you all. Happy spring, happy winter. We're in the middle, right? I'll see you all next month. Bye.